What's good, YouTube? It's of course Leviathan Prophecy, and you know what, man? They've been making a huge mistake, or a huge not a huge mistake, but just a huge debate about Julia Edelman retiring. If y'all don't know who Julia Edelman is, he's a former quarterback, former wide receiver that got drafted with the Patriots. And, there's been a whole bunch of debates about whether or not he should be in the Hall of Fame. Uh, you know, it comes a time where we have to put ourselves in place. We have to put ourselves in check sometimes. Because we can't throw around Hall of Fame. We throwing around Hall of Fame too loosely. You know? There's a lot of people that didn't make the Hall of Fame yet. You know? Like Shannon Sharp's brother. He was a pretty good receiver for the Green Bay Packers. He didn't make the Hall of Fame yet. Look at Warren Hyde, Steelers, long-term Steeler. Probably got retired jersey by the Steelers. He didn't make the Hall of Fame yet. But we're talking about Julia Edelman, who haven't even made one single Pro Bowl. Now, obviously, what does the Pro Bowl have to do with anything? It's kind of like the NBA All-Star. Your peers probably vote for you to get in. I don't know how they do it in the NFL, but in the NBA, your peers vote for you, or the fans, or whoever votes for you to get in. But he didn't make not one. But when the lights are bright, he doesn't disappoint. And my take is, sports is not about what you are about to do. Sports is about what you have done. You know. Now, obviously, a lot of people are not. Oh well, not a lot of people, but some quarterbacks are not built for prime time. You look at the RG3s, the Andrew Lucks, the Eli Manning, the Michael Vicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at those type of quarterbacks, you would say they're great quarterbacks, but they don't have that extra gear. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you look at the Drew Brees, the Ben Roethlisbergers, the Eli Mannings, the Peyton Mannings, you would say that, okay, yeah, those are quarterbacks that can lead your team into a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not be great. Some of them may not be great in the regular season, but when it comes to the postseason, that's where they make their mark. And people have to understand, nobody gives a damn about the regular season. Nobody gives a damn how many touchdowns you score, how many yards you throw. Sports is about leaving a legacy behind. Leaving behind a legacy that people are going to be talking about for the next 5 to 10 years. Not some fourth quarter or third quarter or a third down, a fourth down conversion that you made 10 years ago. Like, nobody cares about that. But we all care about like, when we talk about Eli Manning, what do we talk about? The helmet catch. Again, the Mario Manningham throw. We don't necessarily talk about what he did in the regular season. I mean, obviously, yes, he had that one game against the Patriots where he played out of his mind. Like that last game to determine, whether or not the Patriots would go 16-1. He played out of his mind. I thought that was the best game he's ever played as a quarterback for the New York Giants. But to sit here and say that Julia Edelman is a Hall of Famer? Hall of Famer. 12 years in the league. No, he's not. He's not a Hall of Famer. And I'm not putting race into this. It just, like I said, man, we just throwing around GOAT. We throw around GOAT like we throw around the Hall of Fame loosely. Like, It's getting to a time. It's getting to a point where it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because scratch the play. Okay, so the hall. What is your definition of if a Hall of Famer? Like you can point out, oh, LeBron. Why is LeBron James a Hall of Famer? He's surpassed a lot of legends. Like when he won his first two championships, he was tied with Larry Bird. And then obviously he went back to Cleveland, won another champion, went to the Lakers, won a championship. So now that he's past Larry Bird, a lot of people might think that, well, Larry Bird is still better than LeBron James. In my opinion, Larry Bird is still better than LeBron James. That's just my opinion. I never grew up watching Larry Bird, but obviously when I was like around 13, 12, I used to look up his films. I used to look up his highlights, and dude, that dude was nasty. Like he was a living legend. But it's stupid, it really is. So let me get this straight. So now if Odell Beckham Jr. were to retire today or tomorrow, would he be Hall of Famer? How about Plaxico Burress? How about Keyshawn Johnson? How about Kevin Gates? Not Kevin Gates, Antonio Gates. I said Kevin Gates. Antonio Gates, tight end of the Chargers. How about Vincent Jackson, God rest his soul? Come on, man. Like, we're just throwing around fucking Hall of Fame too loosely. Hall of Fame, GOAT, I can understand because anybody could claim the GOAT title. And boxing, basketball, football, that's something that we can't control. We can label anybody the GOAT if they have the credentials, if they have the numbers and the talent to back it up. But Hall of Fame, that's unsanctioned. That's something that should never that should never come out in anybody's mouth. Now, for me, do I think if I had to pick between Randy Moss and Jerry Rice, who would I pick? And I'm being unbiased because me and Randy Moss share the same birthday. You know what I'm saying? 213. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's much older than me, but I'm being unbiased and I'm going to say Randy Moss. Because that dude was just a freak of nature. He said it himself. Freak of nature. Another prime example, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. I remember when he was in First Take, and Shannon Sharp said that, look, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't even crack 10,000 yards, they're not even going to look at you, bro. He said, look at my numbers. Look at my numbers and say I'm not better. Man, come on, man. And then he was saying, you know who my quarterback was? Yo, Chad would be funny as hell, dog. Chad said, you know who my quarterback was? I was playing in the toughest division. And then he said that. Shannon Sharp looked at his phone and he said that, nah, bro. But these numbers right here, these are patty cake numbers. Yeah, you're not going to get in the Hall of Fame. They said, man, get my phone saying I'm not going to get in the Hall of Fame. Child, please. And then Skip Bayless so annoying self saying, oh my God, you just got child please. Oh my God, you just got child please. And then, so does he belong in the Hall of Fame? I mean, how many Pro Bowls he made? Probably like 5, 6 in his career. Like when you look at his numbers, no, he never cracked that 10,000 yards. And, a lot of people are going to look at that saying, like how many offensive linemen do you know that's in the Hall of Fame right now? And I tell you this, man, Hall of Fame, not Hall of Fame, but An offensive lineman is the toughest position to develop. You can develop any position. Outside of an offensive lineman, the offensive lineman is the hardest position to master. Not to master, but to teach. Because you would need the right pieces. The offensive lineman is like pieces to anything in life. You know? You need the right pieces. If you don't have the right pieces, everything is going to crumble. And you saw it in last year, not last year, but you saw it in the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, if Patrick Mahomes had protection, he would have been upright. Of course, if you give anybody protection, they're going to be upright. That's the most stupidest shit I ever heard. Like, if you give anybody, like, if you give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive lineman to Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes would have been making the same exact throws Tom Brady was making. Or if one of he would go with the what ifs. I don't like to play what ifs, but if Patrick Mahomes had his offensive line, he would have been making the exact same throws that Tom Brady was making. So basically, they would be in the bloodbath going back and forth, because nobody could even stop Tyreek Hill. The only reason why they did a very good job of neutralizing him was because of the protection. And once you don't have protection, I don't care who you have. You saw with Eli Manning, 4 or 5 years ago, where he was like I'll probably say he was like the third most sacked quarterback. I believe it was Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers, and Eli Manning was the most sacked quarterback. If you do not have protection, you're going to end up in the bottom. I don't care who you got. And the Giants are running away from it. They're looking for these flashy plays. I'm sorry I'm getting off topic, but they're looking for these flashy plays and stuff like Pitta. He's going to go to the Dolphins because Tua needs a tight end to throw to. So Pitta is going to go to the Dolphins because at 11, they're not no, he's too much of a talent not to pass up on. So Tua, I believe Tua is going to go to the Dolphins. One of the 2 wide receivers from Alabama is probably going to go 6 or 7. So the players that the Giants are aiming, they may not even be on the board until they pick, But anyways, man, back to Julian Edelman. I just think that, no, he's not a Hall of Famer. He's not. He's not. No disrespect to him, but he's just not. He's just not. I mean, I don't have to give you a reason why. Like after all the quarterbacks I named, prime example, Victor Cruz. Does Victor Cruz belong in the Hall of Fame? You see my point, right? Does Hakeem Nicks belong in the Hall of Fame? Does Amani Toomer belongs in the Hall of Fame? And he's been a longtime Giants fan. I mean, a Giants player. So, come on, man. We throwing around. We could throw around, like I said, we could throw around GOAT around. When it comes to our Hall of Fame, that's a no-no. That's something that you can't touch, ever. Ever, 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 ever. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the description box down below if you believe Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer, yes or no. Yes, if you believe in the Hall of Famer. If you agree that he's a Hall of Famer, let me know in the comment section down below. If you don't think he's a Hall of Famer, also let me know in the comment section down below. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.